ballroom beat. You got two left feet. Get on the ballroom beat. They're dancing in the street. They're on the ballroom beat. We can tango, we can swing, we can do anything. Walking through the door and waltz on the floor. You wanna feel the heat? Get on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Foxtrot on the ballroom beat. Salsa on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat.
Good evening and welcome to On the Ballroom Beat. I'm your host, Lania Berger, and with me tonight I have a very special guest. He was a featured singer in the show that just happened this past Monday at the Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando, Florida, From Broadway with Love, a benefit concert for Orlando. Please welcome to On the Ballroom Beat, Justin Lore. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you, Lania. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is so great to have you. And listen, let me start by saying congratulations on being part of an all-star cast is an understatement. What a group to be singing with.
It was really awesome. I mean, like I told you, I'm still on cloud nine. It's a process in my head. So
let's start by explaining to our viewers a little bit about what happened this past Monday night. Can you tell us a little bit about the show From Broadway with Love?
Yes. So it was a benefit concert for Orlando, and it was put together by Kenny Howard and his team, and I think he was approached by Seth Rudetsky, who is a huge radio personality on Sirius XM. He does on Broadway, Sirius XM on Broadway. Seth Speaks, it's called, and he's a huge person on Broadway as well. He just had a musical on there, but they put together this show and got together some of the most talented people on Broadway, and they came down and they did this amazing show to benefit all these groups in Orlando, LGBT groups, and it was a rousing success, I think.
Yeah.
You were out there.
Oh, incredible. And I believe that they raised over $60,000 that night. Isn't that right?
Yes, and that was just from ticket sales and the auction. So they are still selling the DVD and the CD, and I think the sales are still happening for that. I mean, people are going to buy that.
Sure.
They're going to be doing that. It's on pre-order right now, so it's crazy. It's a wonderful amount of money, and it's being split. And I have the groups right here. I don't want to forget anybody. All the benefits all the proceeds raised are going to the GLBT Community Center of Central Florida, Hope and Help Center of Central Florida, and the Zebra Coalition, which is the youth of Orlando, gay youth who have been going through hard times or have been neglected by their families or rejected by their families. And a whole bunch, everybody has their own story, but it is a wonderful organization, and I'm so glad that all of this money is going towards something so good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And we should also mention that 300 tickets were reserved for some very special guests. You were telling me about this.
Yes, for some of the people who were survivors of the attack at Pulse and their families, and people who were really affected by maybe their friends or family who were involved in the incident too. So it's just, I mean, that's wonderful that they got to come and see it for free and really enjoy all the love that was brought to Orlando that night. I think it was healing in some way, I hope.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think overall something that I was really moved by was the joy that it brought into the theater. I mean, everybody was so excited. The performances were so uplifting, and I think that Orlando needed that right now.
Yes, I completely agree. And I know I was very excited as well. And I think you saw that too.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's talk a little bit about your performance for a moment here. So you sang with Carmen Cusack.
Yes.
And she is from the Steve Martin production, Bright Star.
Yes.
And you sang, it's a trio. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Sun's Gonna Shine, I believe, right?
Sun is Gonna Shine, yeah, from Bright Star. I was asked by Kenny Howard to be in the choir first. And I said, yes, absolutely. I would love to do this and be a part of it. It's a 100-person choir. And then we were in rehearsal, and he came up to me and was like, do you want to sing this song with Carmen Cusack and Michelle Lindahl? And I was like, yes, I would like to. I don't know it, but I would like to learn it. And I went off, I learned it. We came back that night, and we had a sound check before the show. It was the first time any of us had sang together. We got up on stage, the orchestra played, we sang the song, and they said, okay, get ready for showtime.
That quick?
Yes, yes.
Wow, wow. But I mean, when you're talking about the level of professionalism that we're dealing with here, I mean, that probably is pretty much what it took for you guys, am I right?
Yeah, pretty much, it was an arrangement that she had never done, Carmen herself, of that song. She's done it a bunch of times. She did the show on Broadway, and she sang this every night. But this version of it, she hadn't sung before, but she's like, we'll just go with it. And she looked at us when it was time to sing, and we sang with her, and we had fun. And apparently that's how it was that night for a lot of people. They came in, all the stars came in that day, and they went out, sang their songs. I think something happened with Norbert Leo Butz where he was going to do a song by himself, and he met up with Justin Sargent. I think you have a clip of him later. Yeah. He met up with him in Starbucks at his hotel, and they met, and Justin was like, hi, I'm Justin. I'm going to be singing in the concert with you. And Norbert was like, oh, yeah, can you sing backup with me for my song? He was like,
awesome.
Yes. Starbucks, they did the song together, and they went and did the rehearsal. Justin was behind him, and Norbert was up front. And Norbert was like, I don't like him being behind me. Can he come up front with me? And they were like, sure. And he's like, well, maybe we could have some other people do this song with me. So Liz Calloway was walking by. She joined in. And so did, I don't know who else was up there. Do you remember?
I can't remember the third one. Those were the two I remembered. Was Justin, of course, because he's from Orlando. Liz Calloway, the voice of Anastasia. Oh, gosh, I love her voice. But I can't remember. No, I do. Darren Criss.
Yes.
Darren Criss from Glee.
That day they were like, okay, come up, and it was just like a fun session, jam session with all these stars. Like they just learned things on the fly, and they went and did it, and it was awesome.
And you know, awesome. As an audience member, we could feel sort of the friendly familiarity amongst the stars. And these are people who are all in different shows in different times. I mean, we had the original Annie there, Cheetah Rivera, she's 83 years old, right? And then we've got young people like Jessie Mueller, who just won a Tony. So we've got different generations, different shows, different, parts of Broadway, and yet it felt like a family reunion.
Yes, yeah, it did. Especially, and backstage, I mean, it was the same way. They just seemed like they were old pals, and it was really awesome.
And we have a little bit of backstage video right now that's pretty cool from when you were in the show. This is actually the choir that we're looking at right there. But yeah, so neat. And I want to take a moment to mention that I know this was probably the case for several of these wonderful stars, but Cheetah Rivera actually turned down one of her paying gigs because she felt that she needed to be in Orlando. And I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah. So I don't remember which star somebody asked them, they said, thank you for being here. And one of them said, I wouldn't miss this for the world. And that's the whole attitude that night. I mean, everybody just wanted to be there. And yeah, wonderful.
And we saw so many Broadway stars. How many were in the cast? Do you know how many there were? It was quite a few.
You really put me on the spot here. I have no idea. There was like,
I want to say it was like 30 or something like that. It was a good number. And these are the folks who traveled down to, we've got a great shot of you right now backstage. Sorry, I'm giggling. These are the ones who traveled to Orlando for the show. But I want to also mention all of the video clips at the front of the show that had, the cast from Finding Neverland and Aladdin and Pirates of Penzance. And I especially loved the School of Rock. The little kids were in a big group hug, and they put the camera in the center that was circling it, and they were saying, we're sending you a big group hug from School of Rock. And so you really felt that, every piece of Broadway was a part of this. They were with us in heart and soul and spirit. It was so heartwarming.
It's wonderful. And there was so much love and support, especially right after it happened, too. And what we sang at the end of the show was What the World Needs Now. And Seth Rudetsky and his husband, James Wesley, and I think Jack Plotnick, they came together right after it happened. They put that together in 72 hours or something, and all the stars came together and they wanted to react as soon as possible because they were all so touched. And that really means a lot. I mean, it didn't even happen in their own backyard, but it feels like it did. I think for everybody, it's such an attack on everyone. It was, but we're not getting sad here. We're getting,
right. But let's talk about what the world needs now, because you actually got to be a part of that in the finale. That's monumental.
Oh my God, that was awesome. And the sound from the choir behind everyone singing the solos, it was just so powerful. I think I was standing back in the choir at that time, and I don't think there was like a dry eye up there. No. I had tears streaming down my face.
It's true, it's true. Now, let me ask you this. How much of the show did you get to see? Or I mean, from the side, or were there monitors in the back? Did you get to enjoy the show too?
Oh, here's what happened. Okay. we'll go back here. So the choir we were housed down in the basement. There's no monitors or anything. You just hear the through the sound system what's happening upstairs. But after the first number, when we were done, I kind of like snuck back to where the green room was for the stars, and I just there. And there's a monitor there, so you can see the show and you can hear it right there. And what's awesome is that, I mean, I stood there and there were a couple people filtering in here and there, some from the, and you stand there and you're watching all these stars go by and you're starstruck, but then they'll sit down and they'll talk with you. There's couches there, you're sitting down with them, you're sitting next to them, you're talking to them, you're standing next to them, they're starting to dialogue with you. And while you're doing this, you're watching the performance on stage and they're commenting. I mean, at one point, Andrea McArdle, standing right next to me, we're talking, and she turns, whoever was, Carrie, I can't remember her last name. She sang "The Wizard and I."
Okay.
From Wicked.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about, but her last name's not going to come to me.
No, I know, and she's fantastic.
She is.
She sang the song, and after she was done, Andrea McArdle looks up at the screen and says, "That's the best I've ever heard that."
That's awesome.
It was like all night that they were applauding each other. It was just a night full of love, especially backstage. And I really didn't get to see a lot of the show being backstage, but the real show was backstage.
I'm sure. Yeah, the camaraderie is just incredible. It's really beautiful to hear about, and we could feel it from the audience. It was palpable in there. It was just incredible. Let me give you a couple fun things that were happening in the show on stage, and you can tell me if you heard any of these. But there were some fun stories in between numbers that Seth was asking about. A couple that I want to share with you. When he was talking to Andrea McArdle, she was talking about when she played Fantine on Broadway in Les Mis, that after, of course, Fantine dies, which is quite early in the show, she turns into, one of the soldiers on the barricade. And she would wear these really big, kind of loose, comfy pants because she's supposed to look like a boy. And she had really big pockets. And she would always keep M&Ms in her pockets because it was her little snack backstage. Well, she had friends in the audience one night. And Seth says, "And what happened that night?" And she says, "I did a very dramatic death on the barricade where I ended upside down, and an entire bag of M&Ms came rolling out of my pants pocket across the stage." And and it was certainly a night to remember. I loved that. Another really good one that I heard was from. Oh, forgive me. She played Morales in Chorus Line.
Lopez, who was another.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she was talking about how she was part of the tapes that, of course, created a Chorus Line. Because if our viewers don't know, Chorus Line was created because they cast dancers, they brought them in, they had like a chat session with them, they recorded it, and they wrote the show from the lines that they got on the tapes. Well, she said that she had a line that was hers when she was talking in the chat session about how nobody knows she's Puerto Rican, but nobody knows it. And she said that it went to a different character in the show who ended up winning a Tony for it. And she said, And Seth, of course, said, "You've gotten a Tony too." But that, and then I wanted to also mention Jessie Mueller. Talk about some hometown fun. She went to Harry Potter during the day and then sang at night.
She did.
Super cool, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, she said she had a blast. And Harry Potter World, if you haven't been there yet, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like walking onto a movie set. Really incredible. Really incredible. Well, listen, Justin, we have to go to commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to have a moment to chat with Justin Sargent backstage at the Dr. Phillips Center. We're also going to hear some feedback from some patrons about the show, and then we will be back after that with more Justin Lore. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Ever need a doctor after hours? Well, searching won't help. But what do? You could go to the urgent care or ER, but if only there was a better way. Introducing the MNO Plus card. No waiting rooms, no copay, no consultation fee, giving you 24/7 access to a doctor by phone or online. It's easy to get started with affordable plans starting at $15 a month for a family of 5. For more information, visit mnoplus.com today.
On the Ballroom Beat. I'm your host, Lania Berger, and I'm reporting to you here from the Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando, Florida. I am going to be seeing the show From Broadway with Love, where stars have come all the way down from the Broadway stage to do a show here in Orlando to benefit local charities. We're going to be seeing stars like Cheetah Rivera, a Tony Award-winning actress, as well as Darren Criss, he's on Glee, and many, many others. Orlando, feeling the Broadway buzz. And I am here at the Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando, Florida with Justin Sargent. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you.
I am so excited to get to meet you. We had tonight From Broadway with Love, and you came from Broadway, but really, you came from Orlando to Broadway and back again.
Sure, yeah.
So
yeah.
you graduated from UCF, isn't that right?
That's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about your Broadway journey?
Yeah, you know what? It was all luck, 100% luck. I happened to be auditioning for the right show at the right time, and my casting director suggested that I move to New York, and that was it. And my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, we moved up to New York together, and 6 months later, I was in Rock of Ages, and it's been a crazy ride ever since.
That is so cool. Now, you were in Rock of Ages. Can you tell us some of the other shows that you've done?
Yeah, I did Bonnie and Clyde, which lasted about a month. That was a great show, and then I did Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark for the last 6 months of the run.
Very cool. And then tonight you sang From Journey, Don't Stop Believin'.
I did.
Brought the audience down. I mean, really such great interaction with the audience. We were so proud to have you up there representing Orlando. Congratulations on all of your success on Broadway and all of your success here in Orlando. And can you give us one tip for somebody who really wants to make it in the arts, dance, theater, acting, any sort of arts that that maybe feels a little bit frustrated by the challenges of the journey?
Yeah, I feel like I have to say don't stop believing, right? That's what I have to say. But what I will say is never stop working on your craft. Always be taking classes, always be taking, acting lessons, singing lessons. I don't really do the dance. I should be taking more dance lessons. Take more dance lessons.
Come over to Arthur Murray in Palm Harbor, we'll teach you.
All right.
There you go. Justin, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on the Ballroom Beat. So we just got out of From Broadway with Love here at the Dr. Phillips Center, and what a fantastic show. I've got some patrons here who joined me this evening, and I wanted to hear from you guys. What were some of your favorite parts?
Kelly O'Hara's country/opera number was a huge highlight. I'm also a big Darren Criss fan, and I think he's adorable, and I have to give my love to Jessie Mueller. I think she is amazing.
Oh, I got goosebumps when she was singing.
Yeah, she's awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Brian Stokes-Mitchell singing The Impossible Dream from The Man of La Mancha. Amazing. Well, he's amazing in everything, but he was truly amazing tonight.
And I'm so bad with names, but the woman who did all the different voices.
Christine Petty.
Christine Petty.
Oh my God, she was probably the highlight. I mean, besides Cheetah Rivera, because it's Cheetah
God, we
Rivera.
saw Cheetah Rivera.
And
We
she's
saw Cheetah
outstanding.
Rivera.
But that Christine Petty was a hoot when she did Eartha Kitt singing I Will Survive. Oh
Yes.
my God, so funny.
And Cheetah Rivera still moves
and
like
Cheetah
Felicity.
Rivera is amazing.
She was moving better than like 30-year-olds.
Yes.
The original Annie.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
From a chorus line.
Morales.
The original. I mean, we saw a lot of people who
Yeah.
really have made their mark on Broadway.
And Fierro as well.
The
from
original
Wicked.
Fierro. I mean, the list goes on and on. The people that we had the opportunity to see tonight were incredible people who have carved the path of Broadway. And I just feel so privileged. You guys?
Oh my gosh, and the fact that they really came because they love Orlando and they love how much our heart beats, and their heart beats exactly the same as ours.
Yeah.
The message was powerful. It was a beautiful show, and I thank Broadway. You guys, we love you, and we love that you're part of our Orlando family tonight.
Yeah, it was heartwarming and incredible. What a great night, and so glad to be here for On the Ballroom Beat to bring some of the highlights to all of you. To Justin Sargent for taking the time to chat with me about From Broadway with Love. And I am here with Justin Lore, featured singer from the show. And Justin, you had such an incredible opportunity to be on stage with that all-star cast, and even more than that, backstage, getting to chat with them, getting to know them. Can you tell me who your favorite person was that you got to interact with?
Well, I mean, I interacted with Andrea McCardle, Priscilla Lopez, Lilius White. They were all wonderful, but my favorite person to talk to was Seth Rudetsky's daughter, Julie Wesley. She's the daughter of Seth and James Wesley, Seth Rudetsky and James Wesley, and she is fantastic. She has a life that I don't think any kid could ever dream of. She's got and she has stories of stars that you would never believe. And my favorite story of hers is when she went over to Barbara Streisand's house to watch Pitch Perfect 2.
That's quite a way to see the movie. Tell us about it.
See the movie, and she asked Barbara after the show. I can't do the impression like she does, but she said, "Barbara, did you like Pitch Perfect 2? Did you like it? Would you like the movie?" And Barbara said, "Not my cup of tea." My cup of tea. That's her.
Oh my gosh.
It's not her cup of tea. But she said Barbara has a mall underneath of her house. There's like a shopping mall.
I've heard that.
I looked it up on bazaar.com or something like that, and it's beautiful. It looks like it's her own shopping mall where she just has stuff. And it's set up in little shops. It looks amazing.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. That's awesome. But Julie was one of my favorite people to talk to. And she doesn't have, I mean, she's a kid, she's a teen, and she's a comedian. She works at Caroline's in New York. She has her own show. I think Rosie O'Donnell asked her to open for her for a show. She's just fantastic. And she got to sing in the world, What the World Needs Now. And she's on that CD version of it, too, the iTunes version or whatever they've recorded.
What a lucky young lady. That is really something. And I have heard about Barbara Streisand's mall closet, and boy, that's like any girl's dream. No. Let's talk for just a quick moment. I want to let the viewers know where you can go to get the DVD, the CD, What the World Needs Now is BroadwayRecords.com. If you go over there, you have, if you see in that bottom right corner right there is the program from Broadway with Love, and you can get the CD right there. And they said they're going to have a DVD available as well. And you're going to be a part of it, Justin.
Oh my gosh, I know it's surreal. I'm really like on cloud nine right now. I can't believe any of that happened, but I'm so glad we did it. It was for a great cause, and it was very successful. So that's all we can hope for. And there it is. Yeah.
Yes, and how wonderful for you to lend your vocal talents to that. And we've talked a lot about these great Broadway stars, but I want to also say that we have some outstanding talent in the Orlando area, in the Florida area. I mean, down in this part of the country, a lot of wonderful talent. And Justin, you are certainly one of them. Can you tell us a little bit about you, about what you've done and what you're up to?
Well, I was born in Philadelphia. I'm just kidding. I'm not going back that far. But I went to school at the University of Tampa. I had wonderful teachers. I went on from there. I've done a lot of stuff across the country. I did Disney Cruise Line. I played characters on Disney Cruise Line. Not allowed to say, but I flew on a magic carpet. Now I work at Walt Disney World, and I couldn't be happier. I'm in Finding Nemo the musical. I play Marlin, Nemo's stepfather. And today we had our contract talks, and I am happy to say that got another year.
Yay! Congratulations!
Glass of wine, just so you know. It's my celebration time, so congratulations, me.
Congratulations to you. Nemo's lucky to have you for another year. And are there other projects that you're working on that you can tell us about?
Yes, I do. But that's how we know each other, too. I know your sister, L'Oreal, and she's a fantastic manager over at Finding Nemo. So there it is. But yes, I just did a sing-through of a new musical called Moments Awake by Matthew Schwartz and Danny Tiger, I think it is. I never could pronounce his name right. But they're both fantastic. They're both very talented. And that show could go somewhere soon. And who knows, might be coming to your town, wherever you are.
Well, get me a ticket if it comes. That's really, really exciting. Congratulations to you on your great success throughout your entertainment career and going forward, and especially on being such a special part of From Broadway with Love. And thank you so much for being a guest today on the Ballroom Beat, Justin.
Thank you. I wish we had more time. There's so much more to talk about, but it was nice being on here with you, and nice to meet everybody out there. Hi.
Such a pleasure to have you, Justin. To our viewers out there, make sure that you tune in next week to On the Ballroom Beat. We are going to have a special interview with Jessica Hulty. She is a traveling coach and consultant for the Arthur Murray International Corporation, and she spent some time in Palm Harbor. We're going to catch up with her. She is one of the creators of the Zook syllabus for Arthur Murray's. And also make sure that you tune in to NBC's Daytime this Friday, 10 a.m. If you are in the Tampa Bay area, you will see your Arthur Murray dancers on Daytime. We were dancing the cha-cha, and we look forward to having you see this great segment. We also taught Jerry and the Chief how to dance the National Dance Day choreography, which of course is coming up on July 30th. James, did we get those pictures from Daytime that we could show the viewers? Just a little sneak peek. Yeah, as you can see, legs forever right there with Katerina. Make sure that you mark your calendar for Saturday, July 30th. It is National Dance Day, and wherever you are, make sure that you get up and dance. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me on the Ballroom Beat.
Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. You got two left feet. Get on the ballroom beat. They're dancing in the street. They're on the ballroom beat. We can tango, we can swing, we can do anything. Walk in through the door and waltz on the floor. You wanna feel the heat? Get on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom beat. Foxtrot on the ballroom beat. Salsa on the ballroom beat. Cha-cha on the ballroom